Hey everybody, it's Matt the Monster again. I'm back into Diablo 3. Gonna show my Wave of Light build for the monk. Pretty good build, lots of damage. I'm gonna be doing MP5 for the combat. And I think we'll do Act 1 because I know I can get packs fast there. I really tend to do MP1 to 2 just for farming. I haven't done a lot of farming, as you can see. He's only Paragon level 6, or she. So keep in mind I am a low Paragon level. It's that effective on doing it. It's a cheaper build to actually build for. You don't need a lot of money. I spent a lot of money, but you don't necessarily need it. You can go with some lower end items because you are only looking to farm MP1 to 2. You want at least MP1 now with patch 1.08 because of the mass increase of monsters on all map. It's awesome. You just get to kill, and it gives you higher chances of getting loot. Ironically, it's a little bit different focus. Your main focus is to get spirit. Let me get into the game. With the high spirit regen, you get to drop a lot of Wave of Lights. And I mean a real lot. You can almost do it at will, whenever you want, however much you want. If you run out, you get a spirit generator that builds up your spirit, basically Fists of Thunder. I'm using Thunderclap, although if you really wanted spirit regen, you should go with Quickening. I'm going to change it over to Quickening just for this presentation. Quickening gives you critical hits, generate an additional 15 spirit for each target hit. So if your Fist of Thunders on the third hit deals damage to all enemies and knocks them back for a short distance, if you hit and actually crit on that, you get 15 spirit, and I find you can probably hit 2 to 3 mobs with that. It's not really a big AoE, but it's big enough. With that extra 15 spirit, I mean, you can fill up real quick. Ironically, with this build, what can make it cheaper is you don't need trifecta items. Trifecta items work real well, but if you look, my attacks per second is real low, 1.23. You're using a two-handed weapon. The two-handed weapon is gonna get benefit from the Guardian's Path, which is while using a two-handed weapon, all spirit generation is increased by 35%, so you're getting 35% more spirit for whatever you do. That includes those critical hits on Quickening, which is why it's a favored part. Some people don't go for spirit regen as much and just use Quickening to generate the spirit. I'm not a fan of that. It doesn't really work as well for me. Here's my gear. As you can see, not completely terrible gear. I don't think I spent much more than 500 million on this. A big chunk of that was the Scorn, Lifesteal Socket, semi-okay critical hit damage for a Scorn, 167%. You know, there's usually a lot under 150%, so anything over 150% kind of starts getting decent, and anything over 175% gets real decent and real expensive, and I just didn't want to spend it. I wanted to have fun with it, but I didn't want to spend 1 to 2 billion like my critical mass wizard. I got lucky and I found a few pieces. Really good Vile Ward. You know, it's got 97 vitality and 10% life. That's nice. All Vile Wards come with resist all, at least 70 higher, and regenerate life and extra armor. So those are all bonuses. The higher the dex, the better. You can get ones with higher dex, but what I kind of did was I went for a higher life and vitality to allow me to instead start socketing with dexterity. So it's kind of like a switch around. And by the time I do get Paragon 100, I'll have a lot more life, because it's, what, 2 vitality every level, so 70 life every level. Got 90 levels to go. So, you know, put me 46,000 life. I got average resistances by what the monks tend to go with. I went with resist all instead of one with everything. I wanted to free up my passive slot. So, on average, 550 resist all. Armor is definitely okay. I'm not using the passive that gives me armor. I could, but I really like Chant of Resonance, and I really like Exalted Soul. I'm going to get into that more in a minute. I'll also post a link to the armory so you can see the gear, see the bonuses easy. You can see, I'll put a link for the build itself also, so you can see that easily. But primary, if you look, you can see increases spirit regeneration by 1.18 per second. Doesn't sound like much, but it starts adding up. And don't forget, you get 35% bonus on top of that. That 35% bonus is on top of everything. So I really suggest Ina's Radiance for the head slot with 6% crit chance, at least 5% crit chance. In this build, what you're really gunning for is crit chance and crit damage. If you look, I got a massive crit chance. Actually, let me get rid of this guy. So you can see I'm at almost 50% crit chance. That's really my goal, to be on the standard. 49.5. I'll take it. And I got 451% critical hit damage. If I'm critting half the time, I might as well maximize my damage and get big fat crits. That was the goal. Not a lot of attack speed. I didn't focus attack speed. I took it where I could get it. I'm not saying don't take it. It really helps quickening payoff with the Fists of Thunder. And it really helps attack animation, so you can get those bells down faster, the Wave of Light. But it's not a necessity. Higher MPs, it might become more and more valuable. So if you can get attack speed, get it. But you really want dexterity, you really want crit chance, and you really want critical hit damage. And it's really kind of in that focus. The dex is going to give you base damage. That's what you're looking for. That's where your Wave of Life is going to crash down. It's going to be based off your base damage. If you get a crit, it's going to be multiplied by the critical hit damage. So you want base damage, high crit chance, critical hit damage. Very feasible at 40% crit. You don't have to go super crazy. You don't need super lot of money to make it viable for low MPs. I definitely suggest 5 to 600. I'm always a defensive player. 5, 600 resist all minimal. I don't even like this right here. This needs to be higher for my happiness. That's where my gears start going to get improvement, is same kind of gear with higher resists. Maximum life, you really want 40,000 in anything. 60,000 for melee is even more preferred by most people. Life per second doesn't really matter. Life per second sucks. 522. It helps a little bit. It's there. The real beautiful thing here is the 5.9% lifesteal. 6% lifesteal basically. With Waves of Light crashing down, you will fill up your life instantaneously. It's massive. And the life per hit kind of benefits too. It's an AoE. All the AoEs get hits. They may not have a high coefficient to it, but it's there. So if you have it, you know, you're not wasting anything. So it's definitely nothing to shirk for, but it's not nothing to look for. Spirit, I have 250 spirit right now. Nothing going on, no buffs as you can see. Base spirit regen is 3.4. I know I'm getting it from the socket. I don't know where else I'm getting it from. I guess it's getting multiplied that much. I'll go a little slower as Ina's. That's the Vile Ward. This is the neck. As you can see, it's a bifecta, or I actually consider it a trifecta because it's got a socket with a lot of dex. High crit chance, high crit damage. When you're looking for items in the auction house and you want to save some money, instead of going like a neck slot can go 10% crit, go 8%. You know, it starts getting a lot cheaper that way. Go 7%. I wouldn't go much lower than 7%, but you know, that's what you want. Don't go for 75% plus critical damage. Go for under 75, like 50%. It can go up to 100, so it's definitely a place you can get damage, and it's big damage. Ina's vest. Oh, there it is. 0.33 is coming in from the set bonus. I knew it was from somewhere else. Again, primary focus, dex, life, vitality, resist all. You know, it reduces damages alright too. The set bonus is beautiful. The 4-piece would be nice. If you had a lower budget, you could go with Ina's Reach and get that 4-piece, which really kind of helps you in the long run because that sweeping wind cost by 70 is massive. Sweeping wind is something you actually use, and you can use quite often, and I'll show you how that works. And gain 10 life per spirit spent. You're spending so much spirit that could actually pay off very well too. I just could afford the Scorn, so I went with the Scorn. I might buy an Ina's Reach just to try the Ina's Reach, but it will be a lot less damage. It's guaranteed. The hand is Trifecta. I think I had this left over from my Demon Hunter. It's not a super Trifecta, but it's alright. It's really good with the 10% crit chance and 9% attack speed. 30% critical hit damage. It was okay. And 33 dexterity. 43 resist all. It's, you know, just kind of slacking in those stats, but the trifecta is there. It's really there. I have a crafted hand or wrist. I always suggest crafting your wrists. They have the best potential of coming out very viable. This one isn't super awesome, but it's really good. 208 dex, 169 vitality, magic find I don't really care about, and critical hit chance by 4.5. Really, ideally, you want that dex. You want that vitality. You want resist all. That could be or a resistance if you're using one with everything, but resist all, and 6% crit chance. So it's not perfect yet. Ina's Favor, good alternative to Witching Hour because you don't need attack speed. You can benefit from that plus 8% holy damage. Now you're getting a ton of elemental damage that pays off in spades. You get a real high bonus damage from holy damage. Add in the dex, resist all, 1% crit chance. I mean, yay. But you get some armor in there too, and that's really where you start needing. Rings, I got a Unity. A little bit of money spent here. It's got attack speed. That's where some of my attack speeds come from. Most importantly, it's got that crit chance 4.5. Doesn't really get too much higher. Increased damage to elites is nice. It's only 4%, so it's not huge. And the plus life is good too, but it's with that damage and the dex and the attack speed and the crit, it's just a lot of damage in there, especially on the sheet. My sheet's only at 157, as you can see. Well, 158, I guess we'll round up. Natalia's, there's more attack speed. Crit chance is really what's there. I can't afford to get crit damage there, so I just went with this one, resist all and dex. Legs are actually not a set piece. It could definitely work in, but 709 armor is awesome. 235 vitality is awesome. 2 sockets is awesome. 74 resist all is awesome. So those were just awesome legs. I had to buy them, and I think I got them for like 5 million or something stupid. And then finally, Natalia's Bloody Footprints. I do got 2-piece. Where was it? Where's the 2-piece? Oh, Nat's Ring. Yep. I got the 2-piece Nat's Ring for the 7% crit chance. Very, very strong crit chance. Very expensive ring. Not so expensive boots, although these ones were kind of costly because they're 199. Dex with 93 vitality, 72 resist all. So good boots. And that's basic of gear. You can save a ton of money, like I said. Just go for crit damage, and dex. Dex is really huge because it gives you that base damage. So the initial hits are based off of your dex damage bonuses. And now let me just go over to skills. So we got Fists of Thunder with Quickening. Kind of went through that already. Critical hits generate an extra 15 spirit. So if you dump all your spirit on Wave of Light and you have no spirit, you got a backup that builds up spirit quick, so you can go back to dumping Waves of Light. Why Waves of Light? Focus is a wave of light that crushes enemies for 829% damage as holy, followed by an additional 96 weapon damage as holy to all enemies in a line. And I do Empowering Wave, which reduces the wave of light cost to 40 spirits instead of 75 spirit. Now you're dropping it even more. And that is massive damage. It's AoE. It's a small AoE. It's kind of similar to a point blank AoE, except it's going to be based right in front of you. Wherever the bell lands is an AoE. It actually hits about 3 times. You got the first initial hit, which does an AoE, the line hit, and it looks like a secondary hit comes off from what I can see. Mantra of Healing. Oh, why not overall? Well, because you could do it, but this Mantra of Healing with Circular Healing also regenerates 3 spirit per second, and you get 35% on top of that. So it's kind of a spirit generator. It's keeping you in spirit. If you're finding that you have tons of spirit and you built your guy really well, you can definitely swap this out for overall, and you'll even hit harder. You know, you'll hit 1 million easy crits. Sweeping Wind, Inner Storm. Oh, that's a little different. Sweeping Wind's nice. It does a little vortex, or deals damage around you. It lasts 6 seconds. That's the only downfall to it. The other downfall to it is it costs 75 spirit. It sucks. That's where that 4-piece benefit really could pay off, you know. But Inner Storm, as long as your vortex is at maximum stack count, you gain 3 spirit per second. So every critical hit, you gain a stack of Sweeping Wind. You get up to 3 stacks, and then you're at max vortex, and you get another 3 spirit per second. And again, you get 35% bonus on top of that. Serenity Ascension, standard staple monk oh no button. 4 seconds of invulnerability. You will definitely get your life back in 4 seconds. 1 bell is all it takes to get your life back. Blinding Flash, Faith in the Light. For 3 seconds after using Blinding Flash, all your attacks are empowered to deal 30% additional damage. Damage bonus. I don't even take advantage of this as much as I should. I like to save the Blinding Flash for when I want to use it. It basically kind of stuns enemies for 3 seconds. And elites will have a 30% reduced chance to hit. So that's pretty nice. And where it pays off, obviously the Garden's Path. You get that 35% spirit generation for a 2-handed weapon. You want a nice, big, slow 2-handed weapon. Anti-monk, I know, but it really pays off. I use Exalted Soul, increases my spirit by 100 and increases spirit generation by 1 per second. And it's actually 1.35 because you get a bonus. And then I also use Chant of Resonance. I don't like to hit the mantra all the time, so I want that extra 7 minutes buff. But I also gain another 2 spirit when the mantra is active per second. So that's really 2.7 spirit. And so that's why that Mantra of Healing starts really generating tons and tons of spirit. You can change it over to overall. Like I said, if you're having enough spirit. I just like to be full of spirit and drop the bells all over the place. So I'll go ahead and show you how it works. Put up the Mantra of Healing. If actually we look over here, spirit regeneration, already the 10.14. Here, I'll take that off. 3.4. That's my base. 1 button. 10.4. Every 4 seconds I get a bell. That is beautiful. So let's go get some stacks. Popular hunting ground for Act 1 stacks. A lot of enemies. I'll put this down. I want to use the quickening to get my 3 stack up, so I start generating even more spirit. Look at that, and let's see if I can't catch it. Spirit generation's at 14.9. That's just awesome. Now it's basically every 3 seconds I get a bell. So look at this, I'm dropping bells. No mana problems, everything's dying. This is MP5. It says right there in the corner. Obviously this is just trash. There's so many packs now. Just keep this sweeping wind up all the time. Ooh, Empowered Shrine. Ah, yeah. Look at this. I'm going to be able to drop just mad things. I wonder what I'm getting now. Yeah, I'm going to go hit a pack. 24 Spirit a second. A Wave of Light every 1.5 seconds. 2 seconds. Look at this, just going crazy. I'm going to get rid of this. It won't let me get rid of it, sorry. Here's a pack. It's going to be easy. Illusionist, Waller, knockback, yay. Wave of Light also does a knockback, very handy. Control mobs, kind of sucks for dealing with these things, but as you can see, with that buff, I really have no problem getting max spirit, dropping these bells, hitting for 700, 800k, 600k, 650. Not an expensive build when you look at a lot of builds. A lot of those guys out there, they got some sick gear. They're into the 10 to 20 billion freaking builds. This was 500. MP5. Looking for another pack before I end the video. As you can see, Wave of Light doesn't build up the stacks as well of Sweeping Wind, so that's why I use the Quickening to build up the stack. Faded anyway. Kind of burn the time down for that to go away, so you can watch this in effect without the benefit of the shrine. Oh, 5 seconds. Boom, dead. I'll drop it. You see that the initial hit was actually lower, then it did the big hit, and then it did the push-out hit. See? It's kind of weird. It's 3 hits. I don't think it's giving you credit to know that you're actually getting extra attacks with that bell. Alright, 3 stacks. To keep Sweeping Wind going, you just have to hit a mob, so that's why you use it on larger packs. I try to group everything up as you look and see I'm moving to try to get max benefit from the AoE. Oh, the goddamn shit. Yeah, I pick up yellows and poor. I only got like 30 million. I spent so much gold. But I got 5 level 60s, I got them all outfitted in gear that is capable of at least MP5, not MP7, Critical Mass Wizards MP10 capable for sure. And I got all builds that were cost effective. I'm just farming these out so you can see what it's like. It's just silly. Oh, I'm out of spirit finally. Hey, look at that. I never kept Sweeping Wind up. So that Sweeping Wind actually pays off in spades as well. It all really does. And this actually gives you some life per second, so that's kind of handy with the life per second I already had. Look at that, already full mana. Or spirit. Sorry, Critical Mass Wizard at heart. I'm just going to go to the other room. I know it's over here, there's another pack. So you're going to see how easy it deals with packs. Here, I'll hit breath. I'll do that, get the extra damage, see if we can't get a million crit. There's my 3 stacks, there's bells. 5, 6, 7. Get out of there. That's what Serenity's for. Can't get out, pop the Serenity. But I guess it wasn't going to hurt me. I'm used to higher MPs where that stuff just hurts. Oh yeah, that was a rare pack by the way, so it's dead. Didn't even notice. Killed it without thought. So, that's the Wave of Light build I got going. for the monk. A couple changes you could do is use overall if you have enough spirit. As you can see, I had a lot of spirit. I could probably get away with overall. Don't care to. Some people do sweeping wind with the cyclone. I don't care to. They're dying so fast. You don't need those stupid little things spinning off. You need that spirit to keep them dying fast. And that's it. You can have any kind of spirit builder you want. Quickening's the greatest spirit builder there is, so that's why it's there. Alright, that's Weather Max 2 Master. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys